Hello everyone. Before I begin, let me say that the point of this little rant, or whatever this is going to turn out to be, and Rowan Elder more broadly, is that professors have an incredible opportunity to transform higher education into what we thought we were going to get when we signed up. We slogged through a PhD program for a reason, namely the opportunity to push boundaries, do research, teach young adults, and change the world. Really, that's it. But that's everything. Change the world. The vast majority of us are and were so fascinated by something we believe to be so incredibly important that we literally dedicated our lives to pursuing that thing, to learn about it, research it, and teach it to others. That's where we're happiest and where we want to be. We are called to change the world in our own ways. Now, that said, in this political environment, I probably should state that we need to change the world for the better. We also need to recognize that to get what we want, we're probably going to need to change the way we work. And that's fine. We like learning and doing new things. That's why we became professors. We'll do it together. These channels are meant to help. It's going to be terrifying and awesome. But why? Well, it's felt for a long time that not all is well in academia. Higher education is an industry like every other industry. Now, when professors hear this, typically the pushback is, well, we're special, we're not an industry, yeah, I get that, and we are special. Much the same way banking is special, or the medical profession is special. It's different, that doesn't mean it's not an industry. And when any industry gets fat and complacent, something leaner, meaner, and innovative will destroy the status quo. For decades, state and federal money poured into higher education because they believed, rightfully, that higher education is the engine of innovation, economic growth, global prosperity, and a safer, healthier world. Easy student loan money was available for anyone who wanted it. And like any industry, too much money chasing too few good ideas leads to inefficiency, bloat, and poor returns on investment. I think AI is up next. So now in higher education, we have too many colleges doing mediocre work on behalf of students who aren't terribly aware of why they're there or what they're supposed to be getting out of it. And the feeling among professors is largely now that we are outnumbered by administrators and adjuncts. All that against a background that is changing dramatically. Cheap online platforms for learning like Coursera, massive online course offerings, master classes, or for that matter, YouTube University. Will these things replace higher education? No, they're different things, but they are and they will change it dramatically. Frankly, we could learn a lot from YouTube University. One, it's affordable to the learner. Two, it's very specific. Okay, true story, stupid. I couldn't get my zero-turn mower to work recently. We'll just say I am not mechanically inclined. So 3 YouTube videos later, watched several times while doing the things. I changed the oil, all the filters, found and replaced a carburetor, and now the thing runs. Before, I didn't know what a carburetor was and certainly didn't know how to replace one. So now I have a working mower, which is great because if it was the starter, I'm pretty sure I'd be screwed. The point is that YouTube University is a phenomenon born of a demand for a specific knowledge set and an organic meeting of that demand by suppliers who have that knowledge. That is absolutely fascinating. It's fascinating from a sociological, economic, and financial markets perspective. I started thinking about changes in higher education like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. First one is political shifts. And no, it's not just Trump, although that man is a hurricane in and of himself. We're feeling this acutely now because funding is being stripped from projects that mention diversity in study on ecological wetlands. Whatever, I wish I could make this up. That said, states have been decreasing funding for colleges and universities for years. Illinois is a perfect example. In 2000, about 75% of the operating budget of the University of Illinois system was provided by the state. Now it's less than 35%. This is in 2024. And when the public, and therefore politicians, start to question the value of a college education, we are in trouble. Second horseman, COVID. Man. Teach online, immediately, overnight. No training, no tools, no time. Just, hey guys, Monday, we're all online. Good luck. No one, not students, not professors, and certainly not administrators, no one knew what we were doing or how we should be doing it. What we found out, painfully, but are still not adequately addressing, is that the status quo pedagogy of teaching in higher education wasn't all that great. And online, it was a disaster. Horseman 3. Apparently, when people are scared, they don't have babies. So thanks, financial crisis. We are looking at a 15% decrease in our main client base, 18 to 24-year-olds, who are starting right now. We're going to see this across the board. And 4, AI. Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, if you want to see all of academia's good and bad in one place, go to any faculty meeting or a lunch with administrators and just whisper AI, and then sit back and watch the show. For some, it is the end of the world. And for some, it's like, yeah, it's a good tool. We're using it. Teaching the kids how to use it. We should do that. You all got to calm down. Those of us of a certain age have seen this movie before. They're using graphing calculators to do calculus. Outrageous. They're using word processing machines instead of learning to write cursive. They're using the internet to look up stuff instead of going to the library. They're using AI to do, name your thing here. All of it's cheating. Look, 10 years from now, we are not going to be talking about AI in the classroom any more than we talk about computers in the classroom. I mean, we do talk about computers in the classroom, but not in apocalyptic, hysterical terms. Colleges require all students to have laptops for a reason. They are a tool to allow and enhance learning. And a lot of classroom time in college is learning how to better use that tool. AI will change how we learn, but it's not going to change that we learn. By the way, word processing, I don't miss cursive. That needed to go away. And frankly, if you've seen my handwriting, you would understand that I probably never learned it. So to get back to what we love and to ultimately be properly valued and compensated for what we can do and for our knowledge, we need to change the way we teach. Even in-person classes should have an entire library of online lectures, labs, materials, so that students can review them on demand. That's just the way the world is now. You do it all the time. Look, I don't want to be a YouTube influencer. What I want to do is get back to what I signed up for. I like teaching about financial markets and exploring and researching complex institutions and networks. That's cool. That's fun. I want to be sending more research out to conferences and publications. I want to spend more time with my students in the classroom. That's fun. That said, my side quest is to document my journey in making the creation of online materials as second nature as walking into a classroom with a few notes and a whiteboard marker. Doing online stuff should be as easy as prepping any other class. I'm 90% there. I've spent years hacking through the wilderness to get to this point, and I'm going to share with you what I've learned. Or whether it's online or in person, we have materials that are as enthusiastic about our subjects as we are. I hope you will join us. Teaching should be fun.